Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends series Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure Waves House of X Moira McTaggert. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here we have Build-A-Figure Marvel's Tri-Sentinel. There's the assortment numbers 4 and up. Assortment numbers if you need them. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. An X-Men logo. On the front, Marvel Legends series. Nice big window showcasing the figure and accessories. X-Men. And then some Krakoan writing that maybe says Moira McTaggert. Hasbro print on the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, main China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, some nice artwork of Moira, House of X, Moira McTaggert. And on this side, same artwork, House of X, Moira McTaggert. And on the back, we have some artwork. Is that all Moira McTaggert's there? I don't know. And Marvel Legends series, here's some more Krakoan writing. Moira McTaggert. Through the course of many lives and deaths, Moira McTaggert pursues justice for all mutants. So, I do remember her dying one time. There it is again in some other languages. Here is the cross sale alongside the completed Build-A-Figure who has numbers that correspond with which figure comes with which part. And we have, in this series, it's House of X. So House of X Wolverine, Charles Xavier, Omega Sentinel, Marvel Girl, Moira McTaggert, Magneto, and Cyclops. Each sold separately, subject to availability. Attention! Especially don't stick things in your French pie hole that do not belong there. Warning, attention, Octoon. Don't stick things in any other language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Marvel print, Hasbro print, small, fine. Legalese made in China print, and that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and the accessories, and we'll start with the Build-A-Figure piece. It's a Tri-Sentinel leg and double-hinged pinless knee. It's got some nice paint apps on it. Ankle tilts down that far, up that far, and it does have forward-facing pin. And I did not finish this Build-A-Figure. In fact, this figure and Jean Grey were the only figures I got out of that particular wave. Now, next up, we have something that you don't see. It's very rare to see this in Marvel Legends, but she comes with an extra set of arms. So that's kind of cool. And these are stuck pretty good. I'm going to have to heat them up. I did not realize that. But single hinge and swivel at the elbow. Swivels around 360 at the wrist on in and out. And of course the hands are interchangeable. And then here's the other one. Let's see. Alright, this one isn't stuck, so you get approximately a 90-degree bend at that elbow, and then it goes around 360 degrees, and this is on in and out hinge as well. So that's kind of cool. Then next up, she comes with this extra scarf piece that goes with the alternate head, and it's molded in white plastic, and it's quite flexible, and it does have a few nice molded details in there. So I mean, it's not a bad piece. And then here is the alternate head and handy dandy tweezers help us take a look at it. And, you know, I don't ever remember Moira looking like this, but perhaps you could make a different character out of it. But I guess in House of X, this is hipster Moira McTaggert when she's going out on the town. And then the last accessory, a book or notebook, one of the two. It's got this nice X logo with an atom, bunch of atoms around it, or an atom around it with the X as the nucleus, I suppose. And that looks to be a gold tampo on there. It does have a few nice molded details in it, enough that you can tell, hey, this is a book or a notebook. Well, let's take a look at the figure herself. And even this, to me, doesn't 100% really remind me of Moira McTaggert. And maybe it's because of the hair. Maybe it's just because I'm not familiar with this version of Dr. McTaggert. But there it is. So it does have nice sculpted hair. And the glasses do seem to be a separate piece. However, they're glued on, probably to the hair piece. But you can see it does have clear lenses, although there's a little bit of paint slop on mine. And you can see her eyes behind the glasses, which look not bad. A little bit of color there for the lips. Some pins in her pocket there. And I do believe this was the first use of this mold. It went on to be Spider-Man's girlfriend, the blonde, Gwen Stacy. I don't know why I was thinking that, but Retro Card Gwen Stacy, who also doubles as Retro Card Mary Jane. So that's another place where we got to see this mold. And I can't remember if it came with the extra arms or not. I guess I'll have to go back and look at the review. So, but you know, overall it's nice looking. A little bit of cankly there at the ankles. It does have some nice molded details there in the fabric. And then a skirt. And then here are the arms. They're not easily removed and replaced with the other arms, so you will have to heat it up. But this lab coat is an overlay and it does remove. So overall, I have to say it's a nice looking figure. Not necessarily my version of Moira McTaggert, but let's take a look at her articulation. She can look up that high, and she is on a ball and hinge. She can look down that far. She's got some chicken neck. She's got some waggle. She can do the full exorcist. 360 degrees of rotation at the shoulder, and she can raise her arm up a little past 90 degrees at the shoulder. Single hinge and swivel at the elbow. Swivels around 360 degrees and gives you a little bit better than a 90 degree bend. 360 degree rotation at the wrist. And that seems to be stuck a little bit, but it's on an in and out hinge, and the other is an in and out hinge as well. Now she does have a cut right here in the abdomen, and it gives her some hula. It gives her 360 degrees of rotation. She can lean forward that far with it and lean back that far with it, which might be just a slight bit better without the lab coat overlay, but there it is. Nothing at the waist. At the hips, it is hindered by the skirt, just like Jean Grey, because I think this same overlay she shares with Jean Grey, or Marvel Girl rather. So as far as the hips go, she can give you that much of the splits. Really nothing on this side, and just right here where the split in the skirt is on the other side. She can kick forward that far, and the skirt is again hindering that movement, and back that far, the skirt is not hindering that movement. So she does have a cut at the upper thigh, full 360-degree rotation there. Double hinged, pinned knee. And it will give you that much bend. So not bad. And then at the cankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far. And she does have a forward facing, well, it's not quite forward facing, but she does have a pin there for rocker. And there you have it, my friends, a look at the figure and her accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Marvel Legends series House of X Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure Waves Moira McTaggert with the Marvel Legends series Rider and Vehicle Charles Xavier in his Jim Lee era hover chair. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Marvel Legends series House of X Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure Waves Moira McTaggert with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Marvel Legends series House of X Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure Waves Moira McTaggert, I have to say this is definitely is not my version of Moira McTaggert. As you can see, I fixed the figure so that it's in its alternate appearance without the lab coat and stuff. And I really don't care for this as Moira McTaggert. And that's my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. You know, House of X may be where you jumped on and the first time you read X-Men or whatever, so it's your favorite. And if that's the case, that's okay. This is just, for me, this figure does not say Moira McTaggert. Even with the alternate lab coat look to it, it just, I don't know, it doesn't, it's not Moira McTaggert to me. And that's not to say this figure can't be used in other ways, you know, a background character or you know, just person on the street or whatever, or lab assistant, something like that. I guess I'm waiting for a classic version, or at least what I think of as a classic version of Moira McTaggert, and to really fill that hole in my collection, because this one just, it doesn't do it. Again, like I said, you know, it's going to be okay to use for other purposes, but it's just not Moira McTaggert to me. And again, that's not to say there's nothing, you know, there's anything wrong with this figure. Now I will say, like, the ankle joints are a little bit cankly, and they're kind of big, and especially with the feet and stuff. And I honestly do not like these feet, and I don't think they used them very long in the Marvel Legends line, which is good. But then watch me be mistaken and they've been using it the whole time. I don't know, I just don't remember them. You know, there's a few figures I do remember them from, and most of them use this base for that. So again, and You know, this is again a plastic-free packaging figure, so it's a little bit dated. Now there's some stuff on it that they probably still use, and I do like the head sculpts on this figure. I do like the fact that it came with swappable arms, so she can be a scientist or she can be a hipster or whatever it is that she is here. And so, you know, there are good points to this figure, even though it's not my ideal of the character. My ideal version of the character, rather. But again, it's not a bad figure. It does have some nice features to it. Again, the lab coat and the swappable arms, and you know, you can give it 2 looks. So those are all pluses, and it's just that it's not my ideal version of Dr. McTaggert. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content, or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.